Today, I will be talking about the four teams that I think that will most likely make the Super Bowl. Two of them are going to be in the AFC, and two of them are going to be in the NFC. Now, these are the teams that I think are the most well-rounded. They'll just have the most depth, and just are overall some of the best teams in the NFL. Now, up first, I have the Buffalo Bills. Honestly, should be a no-brainer here. They have a top 5 quarterback in the league, top 5 wide receiver in the league, arguably good receiving core just in general, and probably a top 5 defense, having now signed Von Miller to the team. And overall, they're just also in pretty easy division. The only other competitors in that division are the Dolphins. And personally, having Tua as the quarterback, I can easily see the Bills winning at least one of those games. But also having the Patriots and the Jets in that division as well, I can also see the Bills winning at least three of the 4 of those games. Not to mention that the Bills also have a good run game. I know Devin Singletary is kind of out of his prime, but he still had a good run game last year. I'm pretty sure the Bills also just signed a new running back this year, and I think he might do good this season. I haven't really checked on how good he might be, but considering they just drafted him this last year, I'm pretty sure they could see that new running back sometime in the one game and using him in depth. So we have that going for them. And with Stefon Diggs producing at least 1,000 yards in each of his last 4 seasons, and Gabe Davis looking like one of the best receivers in training camp right now, I think it's going to be looking like a pretty easy one for them. Now, the second team in the AFC I have is the Cincinnati Bengals. They probably have, if not the best wide receiver in the league besides maybe the Bills. 3 great wide receivers, including Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They have a great running back, Joe Mixon. The only issue they really had last year that was stopping them from winning the Super Bowl was a good offensive line. I think Joe Burrow, including the playoffs, got sacked over 70 times. Now, I think their offensive line is significantly improved from last season. So as long as they have their offensive line ready to go and the defense ready to go, and I know Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. Hopefully he doesn't go down with any injuries this season. But other than that, I definitely see the Bengals going far in the playoffs and winning the division. I definitely see a lot of teams in the AFC West making the playoffs. Almost all 4 I do, but the reason why I didn't really put them in this list is because there's so much talent in the AFC, and there's so much talent, especially in that division, and I can't necessarily put which one is going to go far because, the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, the Raiders now just got Davante Adams, and now they still have a top 5 tight end in the league. The Chargers just got Khalil Mack, and they still also have a top 10, top 12 receiver in the league. And then the Broncos just signed Russell Wilson. So there's just so much that was going on in the AFC West in terms of just talent and signing and just elite quarterbacks. I think all of the quarterbacks in the AFC West are top 10, if not top 12 or 15. So I can't easily put a number 1 or like an easy go runner for the AFC West as of now. Maybe early to at least midway through the season, I can put a name on a team or put a number on a team that I think might go far. But as of now, there's just so much talent, so much greatness in the receiving cores and the defenses and the quarterbacks. I just don't see an official team going to make it far in the playoffs. I'm not saying none of them will, but I'm just saying they all definitely have the potential. Now, the 2 in the NFC should be kind of obvious as well. I'll go over some honorable mentions or teams that I do think that could make the playoffs after these 2 teams, but these 2 teams should be kind of obvious as well. First, it's kind of obvious. It's the Los Angeles Rams. Still have Matthew Stafford. I heard he's injured right now, but hopefully that injury doesn't last long. He might miss 1 week or 2, but they still have Cooper Kupp, the triple crown last year. I think the 3rd wide receiver to ever do it in history. They just got Allen Robinson. I think he's going to be a big help to this season this year. Cam Akers is back. Dan Jefferson is still on the team. They might not have... I know they don't have Von Miller anymore, but they still have a really good defense. Still probably top 5 or 7 in the league. I still see them easily winning, the NFC West. I don't know divisions that well. I know who's in the divisions, but in terms of which division titles, I'm not too memorable with that, but I know it's the Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers. I still see the Rams easily winning the division and probably winning 12 or 13 games, if not 14 this season, if all of their main players stay healthy. I know that team likes to use the receivers a lot, and Cam Akers and I think Henderson Jr. is still on that team as well. If they can use their players as well as they did years prior, I definitely think they still have a chance of going far into the playoffs. And the second team should be obvious, the Buccaneers. I know Rob Gronkowski is not on the team anymore, but they just signed 2 of the receivers off of the Falcons. They got Julio Jones and Russell Gage. 2 talented receivers, and with Mike Evans, I know Mike Evans, Chris Godwin is going to be injured, I think, heading into the season, but we should definitely see Russell Gage and Julio Jones playing. But yeah, they still have also like a top 6-7 defense in the league. Great receiving core. Just great running back as well. Leonard Fournette, I think it's a little bit underrated, not too underrated, but definitely somebody who's picking fantasy. And overall, just a great receiving core. One of the greatest. He is the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. I definitely see them making the playoffs, being the best in the division. Easily, I can see them, besides beating the Saints, since the Saints beat them all the time, but with the Panthers and Falcons, I can easily see the Buccaneers going 4-2 or maybe 5-1 in the division, as well as getting 11 to 12 wins this season. Now I got 3 other teams in the NFC that are kind of a little bit underrated. That includes the Eagles from the NFC East, because I definitely think they're going to win, but in terms of full-around talent, I think they could do a little bit better. The running back is a little bit above average, but still not the greatest. They do have A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert, who I think are really good, amazing receivers, and I do really like Jalen Hurts, but I just don't think they're at that point yet to start winning Super Bowls like they did back in 2017. I think that year was just luck. The Vikings, they also have a really good team. I like their defense. They got Zadarius Smith from the Packers this past year, but he's also coming off of an injury. Kirk Cousins is kind of like one of the big reasons why I think they won't make it this year, and including Devin Cook being a little bit injured, coming off of like injuries of last season. Kirk Cousins isn't necessarily the most talented in the league. I know he is pretty good. I can definitely see them winning the division, or if not, most definitely being a wild card in the NFC. But I just don't think that Kirk Cousins is the right answer to carry a team to the Super Bowl. He could, but compared to like Tom Brady or Matthew Stafford on the Rams, I just don't see Kirk Cousins being that. Same thing with the Packers. The Packers, unless of like one of the receivers like Dobbs or Christian Watson or even Alan Lazard pops off, I think Sammy Watkins had like a 1,000-yard season back in like 2016. But besides that, there was no receiver on the Packers that had over 1,000-yard season. Alan Lazard had 11 touchdowns back in 2020, which I think he led the tight ends in the NFL. But then again, I think he's also coming off of a ACL injury, and I think he's not even playing the first week or two. So Packers are somebody that I could think could win the division. Maybe not between them and the Vikings. I definitely think that one of them could be a wild card, but it's gonna be between the Vikings and the Packers. One of them could win. I think the Packers have a better defense. Vikings have a better offense. It's gonna be between the two. So just to go over from the AFC, I got. Well, now I'm just blanking out. I got the Bengals. And then the Bills. The Bengals and the Bills. So I was blinking out there for a second. And then from the NFC, I got the Buccaneers, and then I got the Rams. Honorable mention from the AFC being just any team from the AFC West. There's just so much talent in there. And then the Eagles, the Packers, and the Vikings from the NFC. And that should be all the main teams that I should go over that I think could do good this season. But if you guys could, if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe. It'll mean a lot if you guys could maybe share this to a friend or something. I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit, so it'll mean a lot if you guys could maybe just like and subscribe. Thank you for watching if you got this far. If you did, drop a comment saying cookie. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.